banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room. There's lots of excellent Game Boys and Game Boy Advances to choose from, but what if you've been hit by a shrink ray? Then you might want the Game Boy Micro. It's big action
on the small screen
with Game Boy Micro. That was weird. Let's never do that again. Released in 2005, the Game Boy Micro is an adorable little Game Boy Advance with a backlit screen and lots of games to play on it. If you've been watching this show for a while, you know that I love the Game Boy Advance. I think it's a terrific handheld game system, the backlit screen models at least. I love the Game Boy Advance SP in particular, and I really like this one. It's sleek, it's sophisticated, and it reeks of class. Oh yeah, we get some harp music and the legendary Starfy 3. This thing will play all Game Boy Advance games, Western releases, Japanese releases, but sadly, unlike the Game Boy Advance SP, it will not play Game Boy or Game Boy Color, or Sega Game Gear, or Neo Geo MVS game cartridges. Those won't work either, primarily because they just won't fit. Kind of annoying, actually. I wish Nintendo had thought of this. But they seem to have gotten everything else right. For starters, it's a great-looking handheld. The screen is bright, vibrant, and filled with all of the detail and quality that you can expect from a good Game Boy Advance game. Now, if it's a crappy game, this isn't going to make it any better. Yes, I'm looking at you, Starsky and Hutch. You suck. But Mark, you may say, there's other things that play Game Boy Advance games like the Nintendo DS Lite, the Game Boy Advance, or the Game Boy Advance SP, which isn't in this shot, but you can see how much smaller the Game Boy Micro is. And how much classier. It's just a better looking game system, isn't it? It's got a comfortable, functional D-pad, working buttons, and those two top buttons, as well as a great-looking screen. It even works with headphones that output audio to your ears. Nintendo thinks of everything except Neo Geo MVS compatibility. They totally dropped the ball on that one. But the Game Boy Micro is smaller than a Neo Geo MVS game cartridge. It's also smaller than the actual MVS arcade machine. It's smaller than an El Camino. It's more compact than Edit Station 1, who not only has a broken brake key but a missing one. The Nintendo Game Boy Micro will even fit inside a Sega Genesis. But not for long when there's Truxton to be played. It'll fit into a cup of coffee, in the fridge. You can even hit people with it. The Game Boy Micro makes the perfect dancing partner, but most importantly, it plays great games well. And isn't that the most important thing? Now, if you're looking for a bigger backlit screen, may I suggest the Game Boy Advance SP or the Nintendo DS Lite. But for those of you who are smaller or looking for something more compact with style, class, and sophistication, then I highly recommend the excellent Game Boy Micro. So a huge, giant, enormous Classic Game Room shout out and thank you to Isaiah from Southport, North Carolina for sending this to the show. It's a terrific little handheld, one that can be found in a variety of colors and styles, but I like the silver and black one. I think it's really cool. There's loads of excellent Game Boy Advance games and a bunch of lousy ones, but this is an excellent way to play the good ones, even in the vacuum of space.